All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Ian Fraser. He is the CEO of Fathom Nickel. And Ian, it's good to see you again. How are you?
Good morning, Steve. Good to see you, as always.
Yeah, good to see you as well. And I just said to you, I go, a lot of activity going on in your particular area. And you said, yeah, there was a lot going on as you've made another acquisition. This is the Friesen Lake property. So take me into the sort of into the war room and when you look at these type of properties, what it is that you really wanted and why you jumped into it.
Well, I actually have set foot on that particular property. It was years ago, but I was down there, and it was part of a very large land package back in 1998, 1999. And then we knew of the nickel, obviously, but the platinum and palladium there has always intrigued us. And in light of this staking rush, Saskatchewan has a live staking rush going on. I thought, well, we better get this nickel property secured, the platinum nickel platinum palladium property secured.
Yeah, maybe you could sort of talk me through that because this is through the government of Saskatchewan. They have a portal that they've opened up that basically allows people to go in and sort of take a look at land.
Yeah, they've abandoned the old-fashioned way of guys going out and getting dropped off by float planes and going out with an axe and carving off the four corners of a post and then rushing back to the recording office. No, you can do this all online, and it literally becomes an exercise of who has the quickest fingers.
Yeah. So let me talk to me about Friesen Lake and its Toppings Lake, and this adds quite a substantial amount of land to your portfolio. Obviously, there's been some historic work done on here.
Yeah, and I guess what's really interesting, Steve, is obviously Fathom Nickel and the Rotten Stone mine, and this is all part of the Rotten Stone domain. Within these large swaths of perronites and migmatites, you do get these mafic, ultramafic intrusives, and this particular one has caught our attention because of the platinum palladium values. And going through the assessment records, there's not a whole lot of mention of a lot of sulfide. So to get that rich mineralization and a little bit of sulfide, two to yeah, it's about 0.5% to 2%, I believe, is what's in the press release, is really quite intriguing, and it just sort of speaks to the potential still that other intrusive mafic, ultramafic intrusives can be occurring within the Rotten Stone domain. And we've obviously proven that at the Albert Lake project, and this is just another possibility, both at Toppings and the Friesen Lake occurrence.
Will you get on there this year at all? Is that something you want to do? Try to do a bit of work on there. I know you've got so much going on with the other projects that are the main focus, but will you get on this one as well this year?
Well, another beautiful thing about Saskatchewan is you get 2 years before you've got to file your assessment. So we do have time. And if we find ourselves, going back up to Albert Lake to do a little bit more infill geochem or something, it's quite easy to get in a helicopter or float plane, get dropped off at Friesen Lake, and just go and relocate some of the historic trenching and just get ourselves oriented on the ground. So it is a possibility, but it's not something that we need to rush into at this point.
Yeah. And lastly, and just on the portfolio itself, what's sort of the message to everyone? It's getting large. You've got a lot of particular holdings within the portfolio now. So I would imagine it's pretty exciting as a company.
Well, yeah, I think so, and I think the message there, Steve, is we're completely focused on our nickel copper PGE exploration, and there's, again, just to what I said earlier, the potential for one final comment, Steve, just with the progress we've made at both our projects, and immediately Borehole EM comes to mind. That's never been done at Friesen Lake either. So if we can find a little bit of mineralization and we drill a pilot hole and pop the Borehole EM down there, maybe there's something quite conductive lurking where somebody hasn't quite looked yet. So it is all pretty exciting. Yes.
Absolutely. Ian, thanks so much. Great update. Good to see you as well.
All right. Thank you, Steve.
All right, Ian Fraser, the CEO of Fathom Nickel.